Good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is Pamela Marie Edmunds, and this is Love Never Dies radio show. I am broadcasting from Sedona, Arizona, the gorgeous Red Rocks of Sedona. If you've never been here, please, it's something you should put on your bucket list. At least come visit once. It is a very spiritual place. The rocks are spectacularly gorgeous, but they're also highly energetic and a great place to visit, a great place to live too. So I am a psychic medium. I am an animal communicator, let's get this together here, a trance medium. I'm also a pet detective. That was the term I was looking for earlier. Teacher, of course, radio show host of this show, and also another show, which I'm going to be bringing back next week. It is called Pet Detectives, the Pet Detectives radio show. And it will be on Wednesday nights at the same time. Let's see, it starts 5 o'clock my time here in Arizona. East Coast, I believe it's 7. You'd have to figure the rest of the timing out in between, okay? And I will be posting it on Facebook. How to link in, it will be a Zoom recording. And next week, it's going to be called, and I love the name, it's going to be Show and Tell. It's like, if you have a pet, bring your pet along. If you have a picture, bring a picture of your pet. Whether they're still here in physical body or they're in the spirit side of life. I and my, I'm going to call her co-host, June Evans. For those of you who do know of her, she is a medium out in New Hampshire, for those who live in New Hampshire. And she's the one who brought together a team of us. And it's a group called Pet Detectives International. You can check that out online, petdetectivesinternational.net. Okay, we help find pets, help resolve what happened to a pet. Is your pet still living? Where is it? Can we track it? Can we get it to communicate? Yeah, that's whether they're here or on the other side. It's wonderful. And the people who come forward and are a part of that particular show, we adore animals. Animals are so important in our lives. They're pure love. They are total pure love. So tonight, as your host here of Love Never Dies, which I am just bringing back out of the closet a little bit. I took a break from it, but now got a nudge while I was still in bed last week to bring it back out. And I got to follow those nudges. When you work with spirit, you need to listen. You need to follow through. So this is probably my most popular episode, Free Messages of Love from Heaven, where I, as a medium, will bring messages to those of you who come as part of the Zoom room, okay? And for anybody who's never, ever had a message before, I'm just going to give you a little background. First off, our loved ones are never far away. They're right with us. We just don't always realize it because we're in the human form, because we're keeping busy. We need to stop and take a little time to quiet ourselves. Get meditative. If we raise our vibration through that form of meditation, and meditation can be all kinds of ways. It could be out for a walk in nature. It could be shutting your eyes with some nice music in the background. It could be sitting in a nice warm tub and just sort of, I'm going to say, vegging out. Spirit then can come close. Okay. I do feel that many of the people who do show up for this show, who do have interest in all of this, are very sensitive individuals. and therefore are capable of receiving. But tonight, I'm going to be the giver, I guess. I'm going to be the go-between, the receiver. And in mediumship, I'm feeling to talk a little bit here. I'm just going with the flow. There is 3 of us. I as the medium, you as the recipient or the sitter, and of course, spirit, your loved one. Okay? When I come to you to give a message, if you don't understand it, please tell me. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lingo you got to get used to, okay? But what I can do is, if you're not understanding something, I can stop, I can go into that energy that's coming to me, the message that's coming to me, and see if I could rearrange it, change it a little so that you comprehend what I'm talking about, okay? All right. And I will give time for people at the end if you have questions for me, or if you're sensing something that you want to share with somebody else who is on board with us tonight, okay? Because as I said, a lot of times people who are mediumistic or who are mediums like to come and join us too, okay? You know, we can get messages from spirit, but it's always nice to get one from someone else too, okay? So anyway, Melanie, I like to start with you if you're open. Is this new for you, sweetheart, to get messages? If it is,
Yes.
okay. You know what I'm going to do then? I'm going to let you be an observer for a little bit of time. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So apparently there is somebody here waiting who wants to talk, but I want to let you feel comfortable and understand a little bit more what's going on. So if you can mute that mic again, you know where I'm
Okay.
going to go? I'm going to go up to Denise. She's got this beautiful smile that she's just drawing me in. Okay, Denise, I'm going to, can you unmute yourself, dear?
Hello.
Voice. And you know, a voice is always helpful, okay? It's extremely helpful. Are you open for a message? I always going to ask anyway.
Certainly, thank you.
Certainly, you're welcome. Okay, and yes, Denise, we've done messages together before, but for some reason, I need to come to you, and I know you have what's the word? A loved one, meaning a partner in the spirit side of life. Okay, someone who was a partner. I'm feeling it's a male, and that he crossed over early on in his life, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And what I want to, I'm going to give you a little bit of background of what I'm sensing from him. He was a smoker.
Yes, he smoked.
Okay. Hi, Lori, sweetheart. Can you mute yourself, please? I've just started messages, but I'm glad to see you're here, Lori. Great. He was a smoker, and so he was doing a lot of coughing before he crossed, wasn't he?
I don't recall.
All right. He's having trouble breathing.
At the very end.
Thank you. He slimmed down a bit. He's not eating in the way that he normally would, is he?
I don't know. He was just.
Were you there with him, or were you okay? Were you there with him? Yes.
No.
You're just getting from what you were told. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. He was a bit difficult to get answers out of at times.
Mm-hmm.
He kept to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm having some challenges in pulling information out of him. Okay. So he is using me to use that as a piece of evidence. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. It took you by surprise. It was a big surprise that his body started dying, should I say, and he left the planet. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. He's telling me he's been around you during the holidays.
Mhm.
Okay. He's telling me it was a time of the year that he enjoyed very much. Okay. It uplifted him. He got a lot of joy out of it, but he also was able there to see other people laughing and smiling too. Okay. All right. He's all okay. I already know you're an animal lover. You don't have
Yes.
to question that. But he's also an animal lover, is he not?
Yes.
And the bigger the better for some reason. Okay, the bigger the better. He's telling me that, okay, you've been watching some peculiar things with your animal. Are you understanding what I'm talking? It's
Yes.
almost like this animal is not alone. This animal is sensing other beings, people, animals coming into the home. Okay.
Mhm.
Very highly sensitive is what I'm hearing. This animal came to you for you to learn through.
Good.
Okay. And it's not a test for me to know that you are mediumistic and that you have been working on those skills. Okay. But for you to kind of be more aware of what this animal is up to, he says. Okay. And he says that there's a move that's going to be real quick. All right. He says you've been putting out the intention that you create a move and that you have a new space to move to, whatever. You follow me, okay? And
I
he
follow
says,
you.
and it's going to happen real quick. He says, no worries. He's right there. You know, when he put his mind to it, he could be a good help.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He says, why don't you start packing a few boxes?
I'm working on the house. I'm coming out by you.
Oh, right. But what I want to say is you packing some boxes is something called acting as if. Okay, this is going to happen. So get some boxes packed, things that you're not using
Mhm.
on a regular,
I have been.
like pack away those Christmas decorations. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And he says it'll be quick. And he says, and it'll be a breeze, and it's going to be like fresh air for you.
Good. I
That's
need
what
it.
I'm getting. Do you follow? It's going to
I'm
be like
happy.
a breath of fresh air. All right.
Thank you.
Lots of love from him. Thank you, dear. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Rachel. Rachel, are you open for a message?
Am I the only Rachel here?
Yes, you are.
Hi. Then yes, hi.
That's okay. Have you had message done before? Have you received? Have
yes.
you? Yes. Okay. All right. So it's not like you're Melanie, who's brand new and needs a little breather. Okay. All right. May I bring a message to you then? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I still need to
Yes,
ask.
please.
All right. That's just part of my routine. All right. Okay. I'm sensing a female. I'm feeling I'm going back 2 generations. So I'm feeling like I'm with a grandmother, someone here who was extremely important for you when you were little. Okay. Someone who I want to say brought you a lot of joy, was there for you to listen. And she really set, how can I say, she gave you a real positive, what's the words I want to say? Example of a loved one, of a caring relative. I feel like she would have worn her hair kind of short, and she's putting curls into it. I don't feel it's natural, but I feel like she always put herself together quite nicely too. And she didn't have a lot, but she still looked like she did. The way she just carried herself in that way. Are you understanding this?
I mean, it might be my grandmother, but I don't know. She died when I was 8, so I don't remember a lot about her, but I mean,
Okay.
it could be.
All right. I feel like she lived a little distance from where you were, so she would have had to travel to come visit.
Could be my other grandmother, I guess.
Okay.
I only met her a few
Okay.
times, so I'm not
All
sure.
right. I'm good. Okay. And this lady, I feel, okay, she's got a beautiful voice. She liked to sing at times.
I don't know.
Okay, you're not remembering. Okay. So I'm going to give you that information, but I'm going to give you the message. All right. She's saying you've been a little on the downside. You haven't been feeling quite yourself, is what I'm hearing. Okay. And she's wanting you to find some things that you really, really love and get out there, play, do. She says you're not taking time for yourself. Okay?
That's true.
That's what's missing. Okay? And she's wanting to say that you're the one who, okay, toot your horn. Toot your horn is what I'm going to say. Go out and have some fun and just enjoy.
Okay.
You got a pet, go play with the pet. Seeing the pet just sit curling up around you. You love music, go do some music. Do what you love. You're missing all of that, is what I'm hearing from her. You're missing out on all of that. Okay. I do feel this is mom's mom. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my sense. She's on mom's side of the house. And I feel like you would have memories of her sitting at the table and enjoying a nice feast, a holiday feast with her and everybody else. And she went through the door of presence. Okay. She liked to be specific in the way she wrapped. It was, it had to look nice. It had to be almost perfect. And she loved being around you and the others. Okay. And I'm going to leave that message for you. Okay. Right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that makes some sense for you. All right. We've got 2 Judys here today. We've got Lori, we got Melanie, and we got Sharon. Okay. Judy G. I haven't seen you in years, but we go back. Oh gosh, Judy G's was in Massachusetts, is now in New Hampshire. Can you mute your mic, please? Unmute, that's the word. I apologize.
Okay, good.
All right, great. I'm being told that you could be doing this work if you put your mind more to it, okay?
Thank you.
All right. You've been in and around, I'm going to say development circles, people like me for a number of years. It's a matter of you sitting with the right teacher who you feel right with, okay? And having the others in the group that you resonate with, okay? The other piece is what I want to say to you. This is what I'm hearing. I'll let you know who's coming through in a moment, is that practice makes perfect. We've heard that for years, haven't we?
Yes.
Okay. Find a buddy you can share and practice with, okay? I know you do have a number of people that you connect with. but do an exchange of some sort. And this is always good for anybody here who's listening to me, who is gifted in the way of mediumship, psychic abilities. Practice with someone else to
Okay.
build up your self-esteem, okay? You've got to, okay. All right. This is coming from a grandmotherly figure. What's interesting, we're going to be grandma tonight? I don't know. We'll find out. And what I want to say is she was very sensitive. I'm feeling she's also on mother's side of the house, as we were talking previous with Rachel. But what I want to say, that's the side of the family where they're extra sensitive. And I want to say they all could have been practicing mediums, but they didn't. And they didn't embrace it like you are. Okay? They
Okay.
didn't follow through like you are doing. You're in and around it. You're choosing to learn as much as you can from this. All right? This woman, I'm feeling that, thank you. I'm feeling like she would have packed on a little bit of weight off and on through her life. But the last time you would have seen her, she would have been pretty thin. Okay? That's what I'm feeling. I do feel that if I were to put her photograph next to you, you're going to see some family resemblance. It's almost like it's a blending. It's not specifically one area in your face, okay? All right? And I am sensing that she had healing in her hands. You know how certain people have that touch? She had healing in her hands. She's telling me you also have healing in your hands that if you're not using, you need to be using too. Often the gift of connecting with spirit, but also receiving or giving of energy, healing from the hands, they often come together.
Okay.
All right. And she's telling me that you still need to keep yourself protected. Yeah, the virus, but she says you often been picking up other people's energy. No. Okay. Are you understanding me, dear Judy G?
Yeah.
Okay. Protection. And for everybody listening, if you're sensitive to other energies, one of the simplest things you can do is to put yourself in a bubble of white light. Do a prayer, ask, but affirm that it's going to be there. And once in a while, because we're human, we love people, we care, we may pass, we may still receive something from someone. Take time and say, if this energy is not mine, release it from me now.
Okay.
Truly, truly affirm it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. You've lost something in your house, Judy G. I feel like it's not keys. I feel like it's an object that's small, like a set of keys. I'm maybe feeling it's a piece of jewelry. And what I want to say is spirit hit it on you, and they're trying to play games with you, and you will be finding it. Okay. I'm
Okay.
not getting specifics of what it is, but it's something, it's like I can clutch in my hand. Okay. And I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you find it and let us know. Okay. All right. Thank you for working with me. All right. And
Thank
if you can, and if you can mute yourself, you're welcome to stay on board here as we connect with others. Melanie, are you open for a message now?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as you see, it depends on who's coming in. I'm going to ask you, because I know you've had a recent loss, and I'm going to ask you, this is another way to work. I just want to know the first name of the individual you're hoping to connect with.
Carol.
Carol. Woo.
Yeah.
As you said, Carol, I started getting extremely emotional.
Yes.
I want to say is I want to do it two things here with this. First off, it was a very emotional crossing for the whole family, for everybody that knew Carol. But also Carol was going through a lot of emotional upsets through this illness. That's what I'm feeling. It's an illness. Okay.
Mhm.
And what I want to say is she had no belief whatsoever of what we're doing here right now. She was afraid. She had no clue where she was going.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And I want to say is a lot of times people have been in a various religion that doesn't acknowledge an afterlife. I'm
Mhm.
feeling that's where she's coming from. Okay. She's a sweetheart, isn't she?
Yes.
She's
Yes.
got a
yes,
lot of love. And
Yes.
I feel like she was a great support for you over a number of years. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm not specifically getting her connection, but I feel like there's a very, very warm, warm relationship here is what I want to say. You felt
Yes.
very comfortable with her. She
Mhm.
loved you dearly too. And I want to say you were pretty much in shock when she crossed over. That's
Yes.
what I'm feeling. And I
Yes.
do feel like you're still going through some emotions with this. Okay.
Yes.
She wants you to know that you can sense her when she's around.
Okay.
All right. When
Yeah.
you're hearing her, when you're hearing something about her, maybe her name in your head, it's
Mhm.
not necessarily coming from you. It's coming from her.
Okay.
They can do something I want to call overshadowing. And this is for everybody to know. They can come
Mhm.
and overshadow you and drop tidbits into your thoughts from them.
Okay. I thought about that today, actually.
Good, 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 good. But I also want to say is there's been times you felt her energy in your living space and kind of like, nah, that can't be.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
but
like that.
that's the human mind getting in the way, all right?
Right. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Somebody, either you did this or somebody else. You have had a fresh bouquet of flowers recently?
Um, I don't know, not yet. I mean, we haven't even been to her service yet.
Okay. All right. Have you been around recently a fresh bouquet of flowers?
No.
She's talking about a bouquet of flowers
Really?
that is going to be coming to you. And whether it's a friend sending it to you,
Mm-hmm.
or you're just out of the blue says, you know, I need some upliftment. I need some
Mhm.
flowers. She's talking about them being around, and I'm sensing you smelling them. Okay. I'm sensing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you recognize this woman also having difficulty talking before she crossed?
Yes, she was very weak.
Okay,
And
because what's happening, I'm getting my throat is getting raspy, and I can
yeah.
feel it. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm feeling like there's limitation going on there.
Yeah.
She wants you to know that she will be showing up in your dreams as you're feeling better.
Really? Okay. So
And
do I have to
that's
feel better to?
as you're feeling better. What
Mhm.
happens, and for those of you who haven't been around the mediumship that much, is our grief, our
Mhm.
sadness can interfere with them letting us know they're there. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I thought about that today too.
See, so you're getting some answers to some questions. Great. And you know, I do want to tell everybody who is here tonight that I also do private readings from one-on-one, by phone, by Zoom. Messenger, whatever. And for people are at all interest, my website is PamelaMarieEdmunds.com. Okay,
Okay.
right? I'll let you know. And this tonight's show, I'm doing once a month. So, Melanie, she have issues with her heart before she crossed?
No, but something, she was, they said she had pneumonia, but it wasn't. And she passed suddenly, like Friday night.
That recent? I'm so sorry, dear.
Yeah, it's that recent.
Can
And
you see my hand? This is
Yes,
where I'm
ma'am.
drawn to with her, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to say, I feel her heart was a problem. I feel her breathing was a challenge.
Yes, it was.
And I want to say, I feel like she was in and out in the way of being conscious and being unconscious. It's like she was starting to hover to the spirit side of life, okay? She's going to be around you, lots of love from her. And keep a picture. Pull out a picture if you got one and keep it around you. That'll help you through this time, okay?
Okay.
All right, and thank you for working with me, Melanie. Okay, if you can mute that, all right?
Okay.
Lori, are you there, sweetheart? She may have stepped away because I know she is caregiver to her dad. So, Judy Adair, Judy A.
Hello.
Are you open for a message?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have a beautiful blonde woman, recently crossed. She's got a heart of gold. And she is so grateful for you being a part of her life. Okay?
Okay.
She's telling me to tell you you were the best sister she could ever have. All right?
Thank you.
Do you see where my hand is?
I can see.
Okay. All right. This is coming from the depth of her essence. All right. She wants to tell you that when she finally let go of the physical body, she says she was not in any pain.
Oh, that's good to hear.
All right. She floated out of her body and she says, Mom and Dad, the whole gang were all there greeting her.
Okay. Good. I
All
need to
right.
hear that. Okay.
And I need to add to all the pets that she knew from years on back. Okay. So it's like it was a party, she says.
Okay.
It was a party.
Hmm.
And she wants you to know that she's staying close to you. She's going to help you through this time. And she just feels so very blessed that the two of you were together again.
Hmm.
And that you were there for her and she was there for you when she could be too.
Always. Right.
All
Right.
right. This is a gem. This is she's a gem that I'm almost like wanting to look at a diamond, you know, all these beautiful facets. And she says she wished she could have stayed around longer, but she didn't have it in her.
No, she didn't.
And
No,
I think
we
you
wanted her to
understand that.
stay, but no, she couldn't. She couldn't.
Yeah. And she says she's going to help you through this time, but she's also going to be there just as close to you as your dear beloved boo.
Oh.
And for anybody who doesn't know, if Judy A's was showing her room, Boo is a gorgeous dog that hangs on a picture on the back wall and has been a beloved confidant for her for many years now. Okay.
Yes, and Pamela, I've been hearing him. I've been hearing him in the house very strongly
Awesome.
lately.
Awesome.
So he's close to me too right now.
He's helping you too. He's comforting you too. Okay. Your sister is also saying that apparently there's some confusion around her memorial, her end of life celebrations.
Right. Yes.
And she says it'll fall into place. Don't force it. Let it unfold in the way that it's meant to. And that she will help you with that. Just talk to her. And because you do hear from spirit, dear, you do get messages. And just allow her to just kind of guide you. All right?
I'll do that.
And I'm hearing it does not have to be elaborate, she says. And do what you're feeling, you're guided to, but it's like, that's what she's saying. It does not have to be elaborate, okay? A big, big hug. It's almost like she wants to reach and wrap her arms around you and just stand there.
My niece told me the same thing, yes. I thank you for that.
All right? And I could keep talking for her, yet I do have a couple more people I'd like to get to. And I'm so grateful I've been able to connect two of you
You have
together.
been a wonderful, wonderful help for me through this, and I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome, dear. Okay, you're welcome. And I do know, I already know Sandra, and you know, the two of you are not going to be far apart. Okay.
No.
All right.
We've always been close, always, only
Awesome.
18 months apart in birth, only 18 months apart. And she always, my mother lost twins before she became pregnant with my sister. And so Sandra always felt like we were those twins. We were reborn though as two separate children.
And she wants you to know that you worried about one of the animals.
Well, I had some concerns about her little dog, where it was going to go, but that's been solved now.
Okay, but because and this I already know, you have some animals you feed. There's going to be some concerns about one of the animals, and what I want to say, just send it some healing. It's going to be all right.
It's the possum. It was gone today, so
okay.
maybe
Okay.
it's gone back to its family.
Well, we'll send it some prayer. It's going to be all right. Okay. That's what she's talking about. All right. Thank you, Judy.
Thank
Judy
you.
A.
I
All
love
right.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Hugs back to you. All right. Okay. I believe we're working here to Lori. Are you back? Are you on there, hon? Oh, I can't get my sister off the phone. She's okay.
Okay.
Are you complete? Are you all right?
The phone. Oh my God.
Great to see you, sweetheart. Okay. All right.
You too.
Mom is telling you to calm down. Okay.
She see the eye roll?
Mom has been watching over you.
Yes.
Okay. You felt her. I believe you've also heard her.
Yes, because I say things that I hear her say to me and I just start laughing.
Okay. And she's still got that same personality. There's a side of her that you just didn't care for. It was challenging for you. Okay.
Right.
All right. I'm sensing the side of her has got a big heart for you.
She was always a very sweet woman, always.
She says you need to take more quality time for you.
That's what I'm doing now.
Okay. She
And
loves what you're doing with your hair. She says it looks fun. It's fun.
Yeah, well, this was rearranged furniture looking here today, so
Okay. Thank you. She had issues with her eyes before she crossed, didn't she? She's telling me she didn't see things as good as she used to.
correct.
Okay. She's also telling me she didn't hear things as she used to.
She always had ears like a hawk, that you could not mutter under your breath walking away, because that hand shot out and grabbed you right by the back of the head.
Well, what she's telling me is she fooled you. She teased you. She wasn't always able to hear some of the things that you were saying.
Oh,
Do you get that now?
she played along.
Yeah. And she could be, that's kind of her personality too, isn't it?
Yeah, she was very playful.
Okay, okay. Okay, apparently you've lost something important in the house. I feel a document, paperwork. If you haven't lost it at the moment, it's coming up soon, okay?
Shit, no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
Your father takes some of the paperwork, some of the mail occasionally, doesn't he?
Yes.
Look where he's hiding those things.
Okay.
She says he's got something that's important.
Oh.
And she says, don't be pissed with him.
No, because I have to periodically go through the pile and get rid of crap and put the important stuff
Okay.
away.
There's something that's an important, I'm going to call it a notice. Okay?
Okay.
All right? And he's tucked it. It's almost kind of like a dog taking a bone and he's put it somewhere, you know?
Yeah, they bury it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what's going on, okay? His, I'm going to say thinking is getting a little skewed.
Yes.
What I'm hearing is that if you haven't got another doctor on board, that there's a need for him to be looked at in that way. That's what Mom's saying.
Okay.
To me, it's neurology. Do you follow me?
Yeah, he's got something else going on that I've chalked up to this traumatic event.
Okay.
It's kind of like all rolled into.
Okay. Okay. You also need to watch him when he's on his feet more than you used to. You get this?
Pamela, can I tell you?
You want to share it with everybody else, what we're talking about.
Denise is pissing herself because she knows. My dad just had his leg amputated. So yeah, I'll have to watch him when he's on his 1 foot.
Okay, so she's right on. She's spot on. She wants you to know that his etheric foot is still there, his etheric leg is still there. And he does, it's like he's not able to feel, what can I say?
Well, from what I understand, they still feel like it's there.
Yeah, that's okay, okay. Mom has been in and around him real close
Yes.
and is going to be there more so. And going to be a
Okay.
pipeline to you in
Okay.
the way of your clear audience.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right? Because that's been amped up a lot, hasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what I want to say is, it's almost like she'd like to She wants to kind of tie him down so he doesn't get up because he's going to hurt himself. That's
Oh.
what she's concerned about. Okay? All right?
Okay.
Okay. And what I'm wanting to say here too, she loves the man dearly, but he wasn't the easiest man to get along with. And you know, both of them were challenging. Okay.
Well, he could be a total pain in the ass. I mean, and she's putting it nicely, but I've told him
Well,
face.
well, she's also giving this message in front of a number of other people. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And the other piece is, and Pamela's got to acknowledge she's not one to swear while she's working with these gifts. And there's all kinds of swear words that are coming up from both of them. All right. Nothing abnormal. Okay. And what she's wanting to tell you, just keep pulling that energy off of you. Just keep psychically cleansing yourself.
Yes.
Wherever you need to do that. Okay. All right. And she's so grateful that you're there. She says nobody else has the patience that you have to be a part of her care and his care too now. Okay.
Well, because my sister had mentioned that when she came up New Year's Eve, and I was doing Dad's foot because it was gross. It had like gangrene, and she goes, after he was in the hospital, she called and she said, I don't know how, she goes, after I watched you do his foot and make sure he had everything he needed and when he was supposed to have the pills and take his sugar, she goes, God bless you, because I couldn't do it. She goes, I wouldn't want to do it. And she goes, doing the same for Mom. So
Still take care of what your needs are.
well, that's been a fight. I told Denise the same thing, that's been a mental fight for me this past week. Because for 13 years, I've been taking care of somebody nonstop. And even though I'm sitting there doing nothing, my brain is still telling me, get up and clean this, go put that away, do something on your business, go fold a load of laundry. And the other part of me is saying, just sit here and do nothing. So it took 4 days for that argument in my head to stop.
Okay. Okay. All right. And I'm hearing, she says, you enjoy what Pamela does here. Join her. I don't know if you heard it. I am bringing the Pet Detective show back up too. That's going to be starting next week.
Oh, good.
June Elaine Evans from New Hampshire and I will be doing the show and tell show again, which means bring your actual pet with you, bring a picture, whatever works best with you. And between June Elaine Evans and I, what I'm going to call our co-host, we will work with animal communication if they're still here. We will work with spirit communication if they're on the other side. And it's going to be a bit of a party. That's something we're going to do weekly. I also want to say is we do have another member that's coming into Pet Detectives International, which is a part of that work. Wonderful medium from Massachusetts, Mari Cartagenova. I don't know if you're familiar with her. And so I'm going to see if I can start getting her into a couple of the shows. And
Oh, good.
we're going to add, yeah. So this show here is going to be on Tuesday evenings. The other is going to be on Wednesday. So I'm doing a little bit of a plug here, but I'm also giving you some information. I'm being guided. It's important for you here. You need to be around people who are like-minded. You need to be around people who understand some of what's happening for you. Yeah, very important. So I'm going to leave you there with a lot of love from Mom. One quick thing before I go on her. You had some dental work you had to do, get done for her before she crossed, didn't you?
No, we didn't. She just took her teeth out because it was so uncomfortable. But the
All
jury,
right, so there's an issue, there was an issue going on with her teeth is what I'm getting, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, long as you understand that. There's also some issues with your dad's teeth, right?
oh, big time, yeah.
Okay, okay. And she's just wanting to mention it and for you to do the best that you can with it. You know, she knows he's not an easy guy to be around, especially right now after what he's been through. But there's a lot of love still there. And she says, please remember, he loves you dearly. Okay, and I'm going to leave you there. All right, Sharon. Thank you, Lori. I've got to move on. Got one more. Sharon, can you hear me? Okay, is Sharon still with us? Okay. I don't want to exclude her. Okay, she's been muted. Sharon, could you unmute and say hello?
Hello.
Hi, is this the Sharon from actually, I believe UK, the United Kingdom, am I correct? Or is this another Sharon? I don't remember. I don't know. Hello? Sharon, I can't hear anything. I need to connect with you in some way here. Okay. I don't know what else to do here at the moment, but I'm gonna, if Sharon does come on board, with some sort of communication, even if she, okay, she stepped away. Okay, she's having problems. All right. Okay, anybody have any comments or questions they'd like to share here before I close out the show? I want to thank all the wonderful beings who came forward and assisted during this time, my guides, your loved ones, and all the others who showed up. So, comments, questions, anything somebody want to share? Lori, I see your hand. Yeah, go ahead, sweetie.
To say that you were spot on tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
Yep, the thing about the teeth is that I still have my mom's false teeth. God knows why I
Oh,
want
geez.
Halloween. But when we cleaned out the bathroom closet, we found a set of teeth and we went, what the hell? They were my grandmother's teeth. And I said, what moronic person say somebody else's false teeth? Well, guess what? I'm another moronic person because I still have my mother's teeth.
But isn't that humorous to find that?
You know that if it wasn't for humor, I would be dead in the water with everything that's gone on the past couple of years. So,
Well, and I'm sad to hear about Dad.
but you know what? It's gonna be good. The poison is gone. They're gonna slap on a prosthetic. He's gonna have the walker, and we will continue life the way it was meant to be.
Okay.
So at his appointment, when they said about amputating it, I looked at him dead serious and I went, Dad, you're gonna need a peg leg. And we start laughing. And he
Oh
goes,
my God.
says they don't make them anymore. I said, your son is a carpenter. So when my brother called and said, do you need, what else can I do? You need something heavy. Give me something to fix. And I said, Dad needs a peg leg. Can you make one? He goes, certainly. Of course I can make a peg leg. So this will be our family joke.
Thank you for bringing in the humor for all these, because when we're talking messages from loved ones, they're not always, it's not always uplifting. But it's comforting. We need it. But then the humor, it's like, oh, huge.
It is.
Judy, hey dear, did you want to say something? I see you're unmuted, sweetheart.
Well, Lori always tickles me. It was so nice to see her in the room. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Judy.
She keeps the laughter flowing for sure.
Well, exactly. And she's got so many unique things going on in and around her in her life. So anyway, anybody else want to say something? Rachel, did you want to say something? I see your hand.
Yeah, I do. This was so funny. My 9-year-old just got home and here he is. Come sit here, hon.
And he was
And-
listening to this?
And I put it on there because he's aware of these kind of spiritual things and whatever. And I gave him the headset to listen to, and he put it in just as she was talking about keeping her mom's teeth.
Oh,
And so it was actually really funny. But he's open to hearing.
good.
If you have anything to say to him, he's open to messages as well.
Well, I want to say, what's your name, young man? What's your name?
Boy, she's
Say that again.
she can hear you.
Blaine?
Blaine.
Blaine. That's what I finally heard. Okay, what I want to say to you, young man, is that you are sensitive. You do feel like spirit is around you sometimes, right? You don't always feel like you're alone. You're comforted, okay? But I also want to say is you've got to keep quiet about that with some of the different people at school, okay? Not everybody's gonna believe in what we're talking about, all right?
Yeah, I never even talked about it at school. So.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't usually talk about it at school? Okay, okay. But what I want to say is not everybody believes in this. But what is important for you to know is that as long as you feel comfortable with the energies that are around you, okay? As long as they don't feel creepy or icky, you know what I'm saying? All right, as long as they feel positive and loving. If you ever encounter some energy that does not feel good, what I wish to say, and this is an introduction for you, Archangel Michael's a great healer. Do you know who Archangel Michael is? Ask Mom to show you a picture of Archangel Michael after we finish here, okay?
Yeah, I have them in my cards over there.
He's an archangel. The archangels are probably the closest to God, okay, in the spirit side of life. He has a sword. He's a protector, but he also works with negativity, okay? If you ever have an energy around you that just doesn't feel good and you want it away, you want it away from you, call on him. And to me, and that energy, if it's not of love and light, it leaves you now. And if you're able to walk away from it too, maybe you might encounter it in somebody's house or around a certain person, do that. Okay? All right. And a great big thank you for the help, because what you're doing by asking, you're creating it for yourself. It's almost like by asking and believing it's going to come in, it's going to be there for you. All right? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's the biggest thing I want to tell you right now. Great to meet you, Blaine. Okay. And when you have more questions, ask your mom. Okay. When you have more questions, ask her. And if she doesn't know it, she'll find out, because she's also learned a lot about the spiritual world herself. Okay. All right, Rachel. Elaine? All right.
Yes, thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome. Any other comments or questions anywhere here? Anybody? Judy G, are you still around? Do you have any comments or questions, dear? Okay, can't hear you. Gotta unmute. Bottom left corner.
There you go.
Got it. Comments or questions before we close?
It was great seeing you and talking again. I thank you. I haven't been in New Hampshire long enough to kind of really connect with like-minded people, but I'm still searching, and very happy that we were able to connect.
Great. Okay. And there was somebody else from New Hampshire, and I can't remember who that was. Who?
Rachel's from
Okay. Okay, maybe the two of you can connect. I don't know.
Where are you two?
What part of New Hampshire you in, Rachel? Can you unmute?
Hi, yes, I live in Peterborough, New Hampshire.
I don't think that's far from where I am. I'm Derry.
Derry, that's about an hour. You're over by Manchester. Are you part of the New Hampshire Lightworkers group
No, I didn't. There's one.
on Facebook? So look it up on Facebook. It's NH Lightworkers, and I'm part of that group.
Okay, shall do.
Okay,
Thank
that's how you joined us, Rachel.
see you
'Cause I
there.
did put a post on there. Okay, awesome, great, Judy.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay, yeah.
Okay. And Melanie, do you have anything you want to share for our close?
Should I try to connect again with my mother? At some point, you know, or get another message from her if she,
Okay, is that who we called in before?
Carol, yes, my mom.
Okay. Well, and she hasn't been gone that long, right?
Right. And she was very scared when she was in the hospital.
Thank you for.
And I think
confirming.
that bothers me more than anything.
What I want you to know is, even though they're scared, it doesn't mean that they're going to have an uncomfortable process. As you might have heard, and I can't remember who I was talking with. Oh, I know, it was Judy A. That various relatives are there to greet them on the other side. Just kind of like we sit around their bed as they're crossing over from here. They're
Yeah.
on the other side to receive. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And me and my mom had, you know, strong intuition and stuff. And I don't think my mom tried to practice it, but she did, you know, have dreams and things like that.
Okay. As the two of you are more centered after what's gone on here, I do feel like your mom will be showing up in your dreams. And what you can do is you can ask her to come in.
Okay.
And the more centered, the more you, how can I say? You still need to go through the grief, sweetheart, okay?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
huge. But also she's going through a huge change herself.
Right.
She's in her spirit body. She's in a place that is not foreign to her, but she hasn't been there in years. Okay.
Okay.
And so she's got a lot of adjusting to do. So it's going to be one of those things where you need to be somewhat balanced. She does too. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But
Okay.
send you big hugs, and I'm sure there's lots of hugs coming from the other people here tonight. And
Thank you.
we're sorry to hear your loss, but that's what happens. And what part of it is about you to learn and grow and learn and understand more about the spiritual life.
Right.
All right. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, everyone. I'm Pamela Marie Edmunds. And if you want to connect with me, my website is PamelaMarieEdmunds.com.
Okay.
There will be a show here again next week. Not quite sure what yet. Spirit will tell me. And I'm grateful to all of you for coming forward here. And lots of love and blessings to all of you. Take care. And remember, there's a lot of suffering going on right now. Send some healing to the various individuals and people that you know could use it, or those you don't even realize do need it. Just send it. It's a gift. It's a gift. And bless you. Thank you all. Have a great night. God bless. Bye-bye. And